Hello, I'm Joyce Woodworth. Welcome to the Spirit of the Heartland. Tonight we're in Holman, Wisconsin at Simply Entrée, which is a very new concept in preparing your evening meals, and we're going to find out all about it. It sounds like a really fun event, and tonight we're going to participate in that with Sherry Eimerman.
Yeah.
Hi, Sherry.
Hi.
Now, Sherry, you're the owner and the manager of this wonderful little new concept, but tell us what the concept is all about.
Simply Entrée is make and take meals, and this concept has actually been sweeping the nation over the last 7 years. It's popping up everywhere, and what you do here is basically the same thing you would do at home if you had staff to prepare your meals. So we do all of the menu planning, the list making, the grocery shopping, the washing, the chopping. We clean your dishes, we wipe up your spills, we take care of everything so that when you're actually preparing the meal, you're just doing the fun part, the putting it together with love, knowing exactly what your family's likes and dislikes are, and also what kind of seasonings that they care for. So we make it as easy as possible to get families back around the dinner table.
Wow, it sounds like a plan to me. Now, I know I checked out the internet, and that's how I found out what was on your menu for this month. Mm-hmm. Tell me about your internet site, and tell us, first off, how do people go about finding it?
That's a great question. Our internet site is at simplyentrée.com, and right at that site you'll find our November menu as well as our December menu, our January menu, and so on. It just continues to roll based on what the current month is and what's coming up. So you can get an idea of planning not only this month's menu, but also what next month's menu might be for your family. So when you look at our site, you see the delicious meals, you see the pictures of some of them, you see the nutritional content, and you just choose as many as sound delicious to you. So you might choose 7, and then tell us at the bottom of the order form, I want to come in on Saturday at noon and make these 7 dishes. And as soon as you hit that send button, I start getting to work and preparing your entrees. We chop your onions, we brown your bacon, we gather your measuring spoons and your spices, and all you simply have to do then is show up on Saturday at noon like you requested, and we'll have it ready to roll.
Wow, how easy is that?
It's very easy.
Well, I was checking the site out, and I know you list about maybe 12 different entrees, and they all sound wonderful. And you supply every single ingredient for every single dish. Well, tell me, how do you get these great ideas for recipes?
We love to create recipes here. We're creating recipes all the time. Lunch here is spectacular. Every day of the week, we're trying new things. And we're also out there on the internet looking at different sites. We belong to several recipe clubs and get the recipes sent to us, and then we just try them in our kitchen. The trick for us is we want to make sure that if you come to us, you're able to prepare a month's worth of meals. And in order to do that, you might have to freeze some of them. So the trick is to make sure that each ingredient inside each recipe is freezable and still will come out of the freezer and bake just like it would have the first time. So that's the biggest trick. Other than that, great recipes will always be great recipes.
Well, and can you come and just prepare, say, for a day or for a week or just a few things?
We recommend that if you're coming, we'll let you come and just prepare one. But if you're coming all the way here and preparing one and going all the way home, you haven't saved any time. Mm-hmm. And our concept is to save you as much time as possible. If you came to prepare 12, it would take you 2 hours to do that. And at home, that would take you 24 hours. So you've just built an extra day into your month.
Yes.
And everybody's looking for a little bit of extra time. This is a great way to get it. But our whole mission, my husband Tim and I have this great mission to try to bring people back around their families, with their families around that dinner table again, facing each other and eating a meal, just the way meals were like when we were kids. We sat at the table, mom and dad were there, we all faced each other. Mm-hmm. And that happens again now with the help of Simply Entrée.
Yeah. Can you imagine? She goes and does the grocery shopping. She brings it here, she cuts it up for us, and then all you have to do is prepare it, stick it in the freezer, pull it out, and cook it.
That's right.
Well, who comes in and prepares these kinds of dishes? Is it just the moms, or tell me about that?
We were very pleasantly surprised by the wide variety of family members that come in to prepare. I love it when the parents come in and send their teenager back to prepare the meals, and they just sit down and relax in our reception area. But most often, I'd have to say that they're using it as a bonding situation. Children 12 and older can come in and prepare meals in our kitchen. And so they're working with their parents. They're learning what their own likes and dislikes are and how the meals are put together from the beginning. Then they have more of a buy-in to wanting to eat the meal because they know it from scratch. And they're having this bonding with their parents over the preparation of the meal. So what could be better? And the biggest problem with having your kids in the kitchen is usually the kids are making such a mess. You could do it so much faster and cleaner if they just went someplace else. And since we clean up the mess, that's no longer a problem.
Great. How fun. And now tonight, I know you've got a group of women from Winona coming in,
yes.
and they're going to work together sort of in a party-type atmosphere. Does that happen often?
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
We have people coming in and preparing meals together. What better way to bond than over food? And it doesn't just have to be the eating of food. The preparation of food can be a great bonding too. And getting together with all your friends and getting something enormously productive done and saving each other time, all at the same while having a good time, eating some fresh baked scones, drinking some tea and some coffee. It's a fantastic good time out.
Well, we're going to visit with those gals that are going to begin cooking now and see how this is all done.
All right. First thing I want to have you do is put you through Simply Entrée University. Sherry's a graduate already, so she doesn't need to go through the course, but the three of you need to graduate today. This will walk you through the sanitation levels we need you to use while you're working in our shared kitchen. It'll also walk you through how to avoid cross-contamination and why we're going to have you wear aprons and bandanas while you cook. So once you walk through this course, you'll feel really comfortable that you're not breaking any rules in our kitchen, and then we'll get you washed up, bandanaed, aproned, just like a chef, and we'll set you back loose in our stations. All right? Joyce, for you.
All right, thanks.
And then you can choose your favorite color bandana, and there's a mirror here to have you put it on just so.
Okay. Well, I think you have to do it like first, right?
Do I look like a washerwoman?
Yeah.
Fashion, I mean, if we before.
Red choice.
I feel like a gypsy.
Here's a fingernail brush, Jeff.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Then your cuticle beds. The cuticle beds is where you get a lot of it.
It will show up. Full of bacteria.
It's magic.
All right, let's go over here. I'm just going to show you how this works standing right here at the bacon cheeseburger station. Now the station is all laid out with all of the dry ingredients laid out across the top of the station, and your measuring spoons and cups and everything that matches will be right there. The recipes are numbered and they match the numbering that's right on your menu, so you'll be able to find your way around the kitchen very easily, and the recipe is right there. Now everything that the recipe calls for is represented here at your station, so if you don't like something, you're welcome to leave it out. And if you have dietary needs that would require you to cut back on the salt or garlic, you can go ahead and do that. So if you open up the station, what you'll find is all of the refrigerated ingredients right inside. Anything that you need that's pre-portioned for you will already be pre-portioned. Otherwise, the rest is there for you to measure and determine exactly how much you need. The shelving units are placed throughout the store and have everything exactly the same all the way through, so you'll be able to find it easily. And the bowls are numbered 1 through 4, and the pans are numbered 1 through 3 with the large lids here and small on that end. And if your recipe requires you to touch the food with your hands, it'll ask you to put on gloves. And there's gloves at every station right in this location. And then stirring, whisking, anything else that needs to be done is also right here. Everything you should need will be right here.
Sounds like fun. Are we ready, girls?
We're ready.
Great.
Everyone dispersed to a different station which offered a good variety of entrees, like chicken parmesan, creamy potato pork chop bake, and California sherry chicken. I chose to make kung pao chicken, which is a dish I probably wouldn't have made at home, but it proved to be so simple with all the ingredients laid out for me. I first whisked together 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 2 tablespoons of water.
You can leave your whisk right there and add the rest. We need 2 tablespoons white wine and soy sauce.
Already measured and ready. No going to the store and opening a bottle of wine. It's already here. What kind of wine are we using?
We use a Chardonnay in this recipe. We think that tastes the best.
Okay. Does anybody put a little extra squeeze of the wine in?
Joyce does.
Okay. Oh, easy.
And
2
then
tablespoons of soy
sauce.
Oh, how easy is this? Wow. Okay. 2 tablespoons of sesame oil. Whisk well until combined. All right. Easy enough.
It is.
Yeah, I love it that everything is just right here for us.
It's available, it's ready, it's
Yes.
sliced, it's chopped. We try to make it as easy as possible for you.
We've already got the chicken breasts. We know they're fresh.
Yep, and we sliced them and we got them ready just for this dish.
All right. So we put half of the contents from this
Yes.
cup into the bag. Right on top of the breasts. There we go. That's about a good half, I
That
think.
looks-
We set that aside.
We do.
Correct. All
We
right.
get to
and
move
the
on to
next
step 2.
Yep.
We're going to season this up just a little bit more. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of the hot chili paste now.
This is chili paste. And do you find this like at an Asian store?
Yes, you can find it at some Asian stores. Locally here, we have a Woodman's that carries a nice wide Asian section that we're able to find. And you can also order things like this online.
Generally, when I find a really unique recipe such as Kung Pao chicken,
Yes.
you can't find the ingredients.
This is exactly right. And if you were to invest in this entire jar, how long would it take you to use the entire jar is the
Exactly.
question. And so it makes what we do very economical as well.
Then we have 1 teaspoon of vinegar.
Yes.
And you have a cider vinegar here.
And then 2 teaspoons of the brown sugar as well. Now we are also going to add a half cup of green onions and a tablespoon of garlic.
Okay, 1
Yes.
full tablespoon of garlic.
And then the last to that is a half cup of water chestnuts.
There we go.
Perfect. All right, so you're going to stir that up. Just like in our instructions, we're going to add this right into a Ziploc bag. You're making a kit, is what you're making. Perfect. For our kit, we'll combine your chicken and your veggies and some rice. And we really love our basmati for this one. And this Rice River Farms is from a Wisconsin plant as well. So some
All
Wisconsin
right.
farms. And then we're also going to grab some peanuts that you're going to throw in at the last minute as well. So now you've got your whole kit ready to go, and it needs a label. We're at station number 9, so let's take our labels right out of station 9. And remember to put that use-by date of January 7th, so in case you freeze this dish, then you remember to use that within 60 days.
Okay.
Now, let's take that label and place that right on top of your kit. And there you go. Everything you need to make Kung Pao chicken, including the rice to serve it on, right there and ready to go.
Now, how many people will this feed?
This one, our Kung Pao, we say will serve 5, and most of the recipes will serve 4 to 6.
Okay, now tell me about the cost of this.
That's a great question. The cost of all of our entrees are $18.99 each, and so each entree is priced the same, and so each one might serve just a few more or a few less depending on what it's made of. Our salmon would feed 4, whereas some of our chilies might feed 8. So it all depends on what the ingredients are that go inside. But they're all priced at $18.99 to make it easy for you to choose.
Okay, so that works out to about what per serving?
About $3 per serving.
Wow.
Which is fantastic to feed a family.
Can't beat that. She's done the grocery shopping, the cutting, the chopping. I did a little bit of the preparing, but I'm sure this is going to be an awesome dish to serve to my family. Great idea.
Good job, Joyce.
Now I see the other ladies from Winona are all busy, having
Yes.
a great time preparing their food. We're going to go take a look and see what they're doing.
All right.
This is Sherry Krueger, and we've caught her at the Kung Pao chicken place, the one that I just prepared. How was it for you?
Well, it was great, but I think I watched you do this. I think you poured a little more wine in here than it was supposed to.
And
I saw
I
you.
can imagine you might have done that too.
No.
No?
Really?
Well, so was it easy?
This was very easy and very fun, and it smells great because I love sesame. You know, and I've been here before, you know, Joyce, and their meals are really good. I mean, it's really fun. And Jenny over there is making the crispy chicken, and that looked great too because I made that earlier.
Oh, we'll have to go check that out.
Yes.
Well, tell me about some of the other meals that you prepared here. What were they and how they did taste?
Well, I'll tell you, I made a flank steak that was marinated in a sauce. That flank steak was this long when you rolled it out. It was huge, and it was delicious. I put it in a crock pot, let it cook all day. It was so easy, and we also had a Cajun pork chop, which was crispy and sassy, and it was fun. And then I made a kind of a stuffing and cream of mushroom soup, cheesy chicken, and that was good too. But yeah, I'm jazzed about this place.
What did you make tonight besides the Kung Pao chicken?
Well, I made the crispy, and I made the bourbon beef, and I still have to make my salmon, crusted salmon now. So I'm going that way. Did you make one of those?
I haven't had time yet, but I'm going to. I'm planning on it.
Great.
Well, tell me about the feeling of what this is good for. I mean, I know it's great for the housewife, the hurried housewife, and I know you have a career and you're a busy lady, so it's probably perfect for you. Give me some other ideas.
I sent this idea to my good friends, and I said, look, this is priceless. If you get home and you're harried after a day and you have no idea what you're going to make for dinner, this is it. You just go to your freezer, you take it out, you preheat the oven, and it's in and done in an hour. I mean, it's just easy as that. So I think it's a great idea.
And it's nice, I think, to have some extra on hand, especially, you know how you take a dinner over to someone who might be having some difficulties, some medical problems or something, and you take this whole package and tell them to put it in the oven. And
perfect idea. That is a godsend for someone like that, yeah.
Well, it was obvious you had a good time here tonight, and thanks for bringing us all together because it was your idea.
Well, you're welcome. Well, it's because I like to share.
I'm going to check out that Jenny Arnold and see how she's doing that crispy chicken.
Yeah, be careful with her.
Where's all the ingredients?
Well, this one had just all dry ingredients.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm going to take the chicken breasts and I'm going to dip them in here and dip them in here. The reason why I picked this recipe to do is because this is a recipe I continually fail at home, this crispy chicken. So that's why I picked this one.
You already prepared the sauce. But this is just
It's
warm
just
butter,
butter.
right? Okay, warm butter.
You can't go wrong with butter.
And then you prepare this, and what's in here?
It is Rice Krispies, flour, salt, thyme, dried onion, and chicken seasoning and pepper. Every one has been very easy.
How many breasts come with an order here?
It looks like quite a few. 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm wondering if it doesn't go by the pounds.
So you can serve 7 people with this dish, and do you know what the cost was?
$18.95.
It's less than $3 a serving.
That's great.
What do they recommend with this, or what would you be serving with this?
I probably would do mashed potatoes. My family lives on mashed potatoes.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 children. Or 3 children. Oh my gosh, who did I...
It's hard to keep track, isn't it?
It is. It is very hard to keep track. I have 3 kids, 12, 10, and 8, but I got their ages right. And they all go to WACS. That's a Catholic school in Winona.
Okay. So now tell me, if you were preparing this at home with the kids, would you feel a little bit more stressed than you do here?
No, I don't let my children in my kitchen. No, I'm kidding. I don't let my husband in the kitchen. No, the kids love to cook with me. My youngest really loves to cook with me a lot. So
So then why are you here?
Because it's a social thing, purely social. So.
And you're having a good time, obviously.
Yes, I'm having a good time. It's been really fun kind of hackling each other and, goofing off.
It's like a night out with the girls, isn't it?
Only missing one thing, and I wonder what that is.
I know what you're thinking it is. A glass of wine. Yeah. This is Stacy Mounts.
Hi.
And what are you preparing, Stacy?
A meatloaf I've never made before. This is not my standard meatloaf, but this looks really good.
It does.
The kids will expand their horizons and try a different kind of meatloaf.
Well, let's find out the ingredients that went into this meatloaf.
This one has ketchup and Dijon mustard, breadcrumbs, cheddar cheese, bacon, mayonnaise, egg, salt, pepper, Worcester sauce, and now I'm just mixing all that together. So I got to put gloves on so I can mix it together.
All new to you, Stacy?
Yes, it is. And my sister-in-law and I have talked about this a number of times, how a lot of us don't have time to cook, and how nice it would be to be able to just have quick and easy meals at our disposal because we'd rather spend the time with the kids or our family and not have to worry about being in the kitchen all the time.
Right.
And as much as we like food, we just don't have the time to prepare it. So if this is a way that we can cut out some time in our day and still serve a good meal, I'm all for it. I've already made 2 meals, and this is my 3rd one. I've signed up for 6. And, if I can pull it out of the freezer when I need it and have something different than my hot dogs and macaroni and cheese and my standards that I serve for the kids during the week.
And it's kind of a party atmosphere, isn't it?
It is kind of fun, a camaraderie, really. Other women are needing the same needs that we need, and that's to have things at our disposal quickly and feed our families.
This is Anna now. She's like a good little fairy, and she comes along behind everybody and cleans up. Well, so tell me about your job.
Well, we wash and then we sanitize each station in between each customer. And then we also just make sure that the station looks proper and looks good for the next customer to come in.
Well, what's it like working here?
It's just so much fun. I've learned how to cook because the only thing I ever cook is ramen noodles normally.
What's one of your favorite recipes here?
My favorite recipe would have to be the crispy chicken.
Well, I'm at station number 4 here, and we're going to make bourbon molasses bistro beef. And this one looks a little bit simpler. And all the dry ingredients are up here. We've got honey, olive oil, molasses, red pepper flakes, and thyme.
Yes, this is a really good one, and it's so easy to make. You can take this and put it right into a slow cooker if you wish. You could bake this in the oven. You could put it on your grill. There's so many wonderful ways to do it. But today you're going to make the beautiful marinade.
And inside is the beef.
Yes.
This looks like a beautiful piece of
It
beef.
is.
What is it?
We use the Terrace Major cut for this. It's a nice tender piece. It's elongated, so it slices really beautiful. You'll slice against the grain, and it's going to turn out tender and wonderful.
The marinade for bistro beef proved to be very easy to make. Simply pour 2 tablespoons of bourbon, 1 tablespoon of chopped garlic, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, 2 tablespoons molasses, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1/4 cup honey, 1 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, and 1 teaspoon of dried thyme. In a bowl, whisk it together and pour it on your beef. A simple preparation. You can freeze it, pull it out within 60 days, stick it in a slow cooker on low for 7 to 8 hours, and enjoy it on mashed potatoes or slice it up and serve it on toasted bread for those casual get-togethers. Well, we're going to make one more dish here, a salmon pecan crunch. So we took a number 1 pan from the shelf.
That's right.
And this one requires disposable gloves. And we have 2 salmon fillets hiding in here.
That's right.
Those are beautiful pieces of salmon.
I see a pastry brush right over there, and our butter's in the microwave. Our lovely assistant.
Thank you, Stacy. All right,
Look
and
at that. The
butter
butter just
from
appears.
Sherry.
You ask for it, and it appears.
This is the beauty of bringing your girlfriends with you when you come
That's
to
right.
cook. All
The
right.
bonding begins.
So
the next thing we're going to do is add some Dijon mustard and honey right to the butter that you have right inside this dish.
The second step in this recipe is to add 3 tablespoons of Dijon mustard to the butter along with 1 1/2 tablespoons of honey. After stirring this mixture, you brush it on the salmon fillets. In step 3, you stir together 1/2 cup panko crumbs, which can be found in the Oriental section of the grocery store, 1/2 cup chopped pecans, 1 tablespoon dried parsley, and 1 smidgen of salt. Sprinkle that onto the salmon fillets, top it off with a few grinds of the peppermill, and bake it in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes. 3 minutes for a great dish. And this was station 1, I believe, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I've got it all figured out now, Sherry. I do.
Now you're a total professional, Joyce.
10708, yes, very simple.
You never need to stress out when you have company coming. Find out what kind of great dishes Simply Entrée has and come down and visit us.
And I will remember, too, because I have it right on here.
Perfect.
Awesome. All right. Thank you. Well, it's time to go home. We've all been cooking up a storm and having a great time. Here's my stuff, and Sherry brought her cooler, and she's going to take it all home for us.
Yeah, we're putting it in the back of the car and off we go.
All right. What was it like for you, Stacey?
It was a great experience. It's fun to come with friends, and it makes preparing a meal actually easy, and makes you want to do it again with your friends. You know?
Priceless.
Priceless, yes.
Yeah, it is priceless.
Oh, it's been a great time. You know what? Lately, I have been going crazy with driving kids every place, so having something ready for when I get home is going to be just wonderful.
Well, thanks, girls, for joining me here today. And thank you for joining us here also in Holman, Wisconsin at Simply Entrée. Please join me again next week. Till then, enjoy the spirit of the Heartland.